internally so that it takes account for any automation, and that we actually do cross-reference where the real productivity gains are coming from. On top of that, we've changed some practices and processes, and you'll be pleased to know, because I was doing the numbers last night, that Batley are over the previous 6 months are now roughly 15% ahead of their target. So they're getting there if you take all the factors into account. How do we set the targets? I told you I'd do a little tiny bit on regression analysis. So for any of those in this room, and I don't think there will be any who are mathematically challenged, shut your eyes now and shut your ears. What we've done is, on this tool, we've got how you work out your base load and how you work out your variable use. Where the line intersects the y-axis, so where it would cross, where it would cross, I'm going to move away. That bit, okay? That tells you how much energy you use just to open the doors. And our engineers and our production guys nearly fell off their chairs. In the case of Batley, it's 300,000 kilowatt hours a month. Just to open, right? Just to open the doors. If we can drop that, we can have less of an impact on the environment, we can increase our profitability, everybody goes home a happy bunny. If you look at the gradient on the line, that should be close to 45 degrees. They're not far off it. So what does this tell us about Batley? It's your start up and your shutdown procedures, and it's looking at your plant to see what have you left turned on, what can you turn off, are you empowering your people to do so? And what's the cost? Well, over the last piece, and I haven't shown you all the numbers, these are just indicative. Over the last piece, since November last year, we are out by £40,000 from where we said we would be with Batley. What this tool does is allows you to cut it by numbers in terms of use, or in terms of cost, or in terms of bits of kit. Because what I've shown you so far is it by site. We have at Batley roughly 70 metres, all of which every half an hour send a message to a web database. And we can drill down into this oven, or this chiller, or that processor. And that enables us to have the control to make the difference. Okay, once we've got all this information, what have we done? Well, I have 3 colleagues in the room, one from Respidish and four colleagues, one from Respidish, one from Biscuits, and 2 from Sandwiches, Salads and Pizzas. And they assured me, because I did check with them this morning, this is what we actually do. The information that we can gather on a monthly or an annual basis, they use daily. They'll look at yesterday and they'll see what their performance was. Were they above or were they behind target? Can they make a difference now? They'll then do that on a weekly basis. The information I then gather monthly and have a conversation with each of the MDs in each of the business, and then we take it up to the board monthly. So everybody's watching the indicators for electricity, gas, water and waste. And that is driving a behaviour change. Some very simple things. Matthew Walker, we make most of the Christmas puddings in the UK. If you've eaten Christmas puddings this year, Matthew Walker, fantastic brand, and we make it for most people. So even if you're not eating a Matthew Walker one, it'll be one of ours. They came up with a fantastic idea about how you control your electricity. Really simple. They put red, amber and green stickers on every bit of kit that moved or didn't in the plant. Then they held team meetings, then they had conversations, then they produced league tables, and they used the energy desktop to report back on it. By putting that in place, Matthew Walker have dropped their energy, their total energy, so gas and electricity use, by over 15%. Not invested in any kit. Bill Mackey, who was the GM for that site, he's now moved to another site, said it cost him 28 quid. The best 28 quid he's ever spent. Okay, so how do we know that we're actually getting there? Well, this is a group report for electricity from the last 12 months. And you can see that slowly but surely, behaviours are changing, stuff is happening on the plant floor, and we're making a difference. This month, which is October, and last month, September, we're ahead of our target. It's taken a while because they were tough targets. That smudged line is a 7% because we didn't go across the board at 5. It's a 7% decrease in electricity. And we got that by each site saying what they could or couldn't do and what they thought they may or may not be able to achieve. I bartered a couple up, but I made sure that at least half the sites went down because I thought they were being too enthusiastic. Okay, so what do we need to do next? We need to keep focusing on utilities. That drives cash out. The cash I can then invest, not me personally, but the company can then invest in training, in bits of kit, in communication, in winning hearts and minds. We need to highlight the potential from the identified projects. As I said, at Batley, Grimsby Institute have delivered us best part of £750,000. We have a list about this long at all of the sites. Once they understand the money involved, it's amazing how enthusiastic people get for training. We need to integrate Grimsby's training right the way across the piece, which we're in the process of doing. We followed a lead from Wynn's old company. We actually believe in stealing. You know, we'll steal any idea as long as it's a damn good one. And Wynn's previous company had a great idea on how to do training, so we took that model and we've augmented it. We now have a Northern Food University, so you can get anything from an MSc through to an apprenticeship and including basic level skills, all under the same umbrella, all coordinated through Grimsby Institute, and they've done a cracking job. And we will continue to measure, monitor and review, because that's where you grind the profit and the productivity out. And finally, that's why we're doing it. We're doing it because there is a social need, there is an environmental need, and there is economic reason to do it. Okay, thank you.